In today's video, we're going to do something different. We're going back into the archives and we're going to bring out 3 champion level, pro level moves, and we're going to break them down in a way that will help you look great on the dance floor. I'm going to timestamp them below this video so you can scroll to your favorite one, but before you leave, make sure to comment and tell me which your favorite one is, because I have no idea. See you on the other side. What's up, everyone? It's Brian B.
And Miss Megan.
From West Coast Swing Online. In this video, we're going to bring you a champions breakdown. So we're going to watch it right now. It's Kyle Red and Victoria Henk doing what looks super cool and advanced, but is really based off of a sugar tuck. All right, cool. So here's what we're going to do. We'll give you our version of it, and then we'll break it down in a couple of different ways. But the base version did this. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6, 7, and 8, and then they came out, and then she spanked us behind. We're going to leave the spanking of the behind out. That's musicality, but it's based off a sugar tuck. So let's first things first. Based off a sugar tuck where we tuck our partner and go away to the other side, right? So the basic concept is Megan's coming to me, I'm leading her back, I'm tucking, going over her head and anchor stepping. But they're going to over-rotate the anchor step with a little bit of a neck wrap. So what goes on here is we're going to make this kind of a lower than normal tuck because I know that it's not going over Megan's head. Then as we step count 4, I'm going to start to feed it around the corner so I can start to pick up her back, right? Then on the 5 and 6, we're going to work ourselves around and trade Megan to my right hand. Right? That's the first part. Let's look at it from the other side. So lower hand on the sugar tuck is going to initiate kind of a neck wrap feel, right? We have a lower hand. I'm going to follow this around because I need to start to contact her back. I'm going to feed my hand, and I'm going to run her on the triple to the other side, triple step. Cool. What do you think about there, like footwork-wise, connection-wise? What's going on that you know that that's over-rotating?
I don't exactly think footwork. I am following your lead through this hand, and it's going further than I would normally go on a sugar tuck. So then I'm paying attention to where you want me to go, and that's where my feet go.
Cool. So that's the general feed direction. So you can practice this. Leaders, I do something with my feet because, of course, West Coast Swing is based on an away and a toward connection, right? So obviously we begin an away connection, we go to a towards connection, but then as I feed this around the corner, right, I need to be counterbalanced away on the other side. So how do I do that? I have a couple of things I do with my feet specifically. If you watch the actual video, and this is what makes champions champions, they are keeping these concepts of away connection, but they're also playing with the timing underneath. So the timing of our footwork is going to be walk, walk, triple, triple, squarely on time. What you're going to see in the video respects walk, walk, triple, triple. However, they do it with a lot of syncopations underneath, right? So we're not going to break down those syncopations. We're going to make sure we understand the fundamentals of the move. Once you get there, you probably don't need this video anymore. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So now as I feed Megan around, right, on 5, she's going to be kind of away from me, and 6. And I'm going to feed her to that away connection because this is what they do use for a little syncopation, again, to switch sides before they roll in for the little the spanking. Anyways, if we play that much of the clip, right? So first things first, low hand in the tuck, we feed this around, right? My priority is to feed this hand to this hand, so her body from my left hand to my right hand, right? And as she's working back into this, if she stretches back into this, what it does is it allows us a syncopation. They stay back on 6, they continue back on 1, then we do and 2, right? So instead of walking out on 1, putting us on this foot, right? What they do is they hang out on 1 and they stretch further back. 1, and then they catch up with and 2. So we did it again. 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, and then we can walk out for a 1, 2 to come out. So we do the whole thing from the other side. Again, it's based off a sugar tuck, right, that over-rotates. Low hand on the sugar tuck, feed the follower to my right hand, stretch and step. You can do this a couple times. And then when I'm done, I've restricted Megan's space by staying further this way. So there's not any more room that she can stretch. She has to walk out with me. Anything you think about in terms of your responsibilities? Because I know I have a lot that I have to worry about in terms of balancing?
Yeah, the follower's job is really to stay connected. So right here, starting here, you want to make sure that you're connected with this hand and staying or going wherever it tells you to go. So I'm going from this hand and switching my connection back into this hand. I say back, really it's just away into this hand.
So once I heard a West Coast swing teacher say we have to connect away. Which direction is away? Away.
Any direction.
So it doesn't matter where we are. Away is away from each one of us. So even though this is super basic pattern, super doable because it literally is walk, walk, triple step, right? Walk, walk, triple step, bingo, right?
Sorry, I slipped.
Walk, walk, triple step, triple step. This is the syncopation where they go 1 and 2, right? So the 1, there's no footwork. They increase that connection back. 1 and 2, and then they're off to the races. Cool? So what's up, YouTube? Brian B and Miss Megan bringing you a breakdown of a really cool pattern from Jesse and Lindsay back in 2018. We're kind of playing that clip here. And so what we're going to do is give you a breakdown of that clip. Awesome. So what we're going to do, let's do our version of it, and then we'll go ahead and break it down piece by piece. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6, 7, and 8, 9, and 10 into the Jesse Lopez line. Awesome. So let's talk about how we get this. So right to right hand hold, this would be basically a standard inside turn and an anchor. That's what's being led with the right hand, right? I'm going to assume you can get that far on your own. So second thing is we're going to pick up the second hand, fingers to the sky from Miss Megan, 1, prep 2, 3, and 4. From here, we're going to stay connected away. I want to let my right hand rotate over to the pinky side. Then we're going to dance a rock and go. So instead of just anchoring, we're going to dance a rock and go, taking Megan out into a prep step. From here, let's just worry about the hands. So the hands, my right hand is doing all the turning around her head and around mine. This left hand is going to wrap to her armpit as this right hand comes over. That's what's going on that. So one more time. This hand, the right hand is doing the turning, so I like to do this just the hands, baby steps, baby steps, baby steps, over her head, clear her head until we get to this position here. So if we add all that together, we have 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6, 7, and 8. From here, we've finished this position. I'm going to have my left foot free. I'm going to step towards her, around the corner, and to the side so that I can take my partner over my knee. And this is actually quite safe because, look, Ma, no hands. We've supported her. So when we get through the wrap, boom, I'm going to step across looking to my left, leave my left foot free at this point so that if my partner's weight were to head this way, I could step to absorb where the energy is going. Cool? Let's do the whole thing on this side then the other side. We pick up the hand, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6, 7, and 8, 9, and 10. Cool? From the other side, we'll talk just a little bit about what happens to this right hand with the dip. So we have 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and 4. We have our rock and go, inside turn. From here, this hand's free as I step across. I'm going to go underneath, very supported. Take her weight to me. The closer she is to me, the lighter she's going to feel. So when I step to my left, she's sitting on my thigh, very safe. And we can pick this back up into whatever you want. So what's up, gang? Brian B.
And Miss Megan.
From West Coast Swing Online, and we are breaking down a move from a viral video with Robert Royston and Brandy Guild. They drew each other in a Strictly Swing recently, and this video went crazy viral, and it has one of the most amazing moves I have ever seen, and I'm going to break it down for you and explain to you how you can be not quite as brilliant as Robert, but how you can build your patterns in a social dance or Jack and Jill scenario to be musical and cool. Okay, so you have seen the video. We'll link the video up down in the description below. It's at 3:06 of that video, and the lyrics say, "Won't hear him play a tango." So the actual here's what's going to happen. We go through this. And then on the word tango, Robert takes off to the camera, Robert and Brandy, for that move. Now, here's what's cool about it. I've seen Robert Royston dance for a long time. He was a top swing dancer when I very first started in the late 90s. And I've seen him do a bass pattern like this for years and years, where he did versions of this kind of a pattern, right? So the lesson for you is this. Robert has had this pattern for, literally, I've seen him do this for over 2 decades. So it's a pattern that he's learned and mastered, and then it is very available to him when he feels the moment and the music is coming, right? Now, if all of that's confusing for you, click on the link in the description below, and we've got an ebook, and you can kind of build your musicality. So this is levels and levels, but the idea is he takes what is otherwise an inside turn that would go over your head and anchor step. Cool? But he adds a rock and go to the end of it. So from the, we'll talk about the follower standpoint in just a sec, but we get through the inside turn, and he catches this elbow to do a rock and go. So Miss Megan, can you talk about how you would tell the difference? How would you know that that would be coming?
So when we go into this 1, 2, 3, and 4, whether they already have the hand or whether they're catching the elbow, I know that this is something different. So I'm paying attention to the lead, which is what I'm going to feel is from this lead right here, not necessarily the one over top. And it's rocking me back and pulling me back forward.
Cool. So if we look at that from the other side, right, we're leading the inside turn, 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm catching that elbow. If I have to fish it out. Now, Miss Megan is doing what with that elbow?
I am connecting into his connection.
Cool. Now in my triple step, I'm going to work myself across the slot. So footwork wise, what I have to do is I do my triple step is get myself mainly across the slot. Cool. So we do it again from the good side. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. Now let's finish this in a normal way. 7 and 8, and we anchor step, right? And so another option to that is you can continue that rock and go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. The hard part's done if we can lead this rock and go. Then basically we're going to wash, rinse, and repeat. We're going to lead another inside turn, triple step, and repeat the same process over and over. Now what Robert does is, because he is stinking brilliant musically, he is not of this planet in his ability to hear music, he's going to lead the triple step and just basically collect her with both hands and then dance off and do his tango, right? But what we can take from this is that you have to understand your bass pattern, right? You have to be able to lead and or follow a basic inside turn, right? That's the bass pattern. So if you're new, that's what you're paying attention to. Then you can kind of move on to kind of like an advanced beginner pattern or a low intermediate pattern and do this from a handshake hold over the head and anchor step, right? Then as we move into an intermediate and above level, we can talk about a rock and go where we bypass the anchor step, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And instead of anchor stepping, we lead a rock and go from Miss Megan as the leader moves across the slot. And then traditionally we take that out and anchor step. If we look at it from this side, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6, and an inside turn and an anchor step. And then if you have mastered the inside turn, the ability to spin for the follower, the ability to lead an inside turn for the leader, you have understood how to do it from different hand holds, you've understood how to add a rock and go, and you're as brilliant as Robert, and you're dancing with an amazing person like Brandy, then you could be almost as magical as those guys. If you like moves like this, you will love our website, westcoastswingonline.com. I'll put the link right here. We break down dozens and dozens of these champion level moves over there. Second thing you might like is our West Coast Swing pattern tree chart. So this will show you how everything tracks back to the basic moves and will help you build out your patterns from beginner, intermediate, all the way to pro level moves. See you on the other side.